What's going on, folks? I wanted to talk briefly to you guys today, and I want you to think about something because I've been thinking and doing a lot of stuff all week, and you know, but I want you to, how many of y'all recall those famous scenes in the movie? Some of them are true stories where you see like that killer who gets brought before justice in court, and you see like the parent or the father or someone, you know. Go up to the stand to have a word or something before the court, for the killer before they sentence him or something, and then you see that person make a beeline for the table where the defending attorneys are, and they try to jump the table and choke the person out, and somehow, right before they get their hands on the throat of that person, the bailiff or some fucking body always manages to get a hold of their ankle or something and pull them back, and they're screaming and kicking because they just wanted to choke this person out. And they're frustrated because they see this person sitting there with a blank stare in their face, and this person is clearly mentally disturbed and has some issues, which is why we're in the situation in the first place, And they're narcissists and sociopathic because they're not able to reason for another person's feelings, or they don't have any empathy. They're soulless on that level. Now, there are people walking around in this society, folks, who suffer from this sickness. There are many, many people, folks, and they come from all different walks. Some of them they're all different races, they're different complexions, they're different sizes, different ranges of beauty or cosmetic or whatever you want to call it. And they all look different ways. But they have this common sickness. They're in government, they're on the street corner, they're in the stores, and I've done many videos, and you guys have watched these videos and seen or have heard me give testimony to my experiences that many of you have, and I've been looking at your videos. I've been looking at the comments that you put in some of the videos, and there was a viewer maybe a couple of weeks ago or something who had put a comment in maybe a week ago or something about they love to see me talk about as far as like being ostracized from the narcissists, as far as bosses, of how to, I guess they wanted to figure out something about getting acclimated with their coworkers or something who may have narcissistic tendencies and how to get along. And my thing was, I told you guys that at this point in the game, I'm beyond the job stuff, but just to put it on that level, the narcissist is that type of person, that demoniac, because that's what it's really about. It's about energy. And you're talking about someone who is devoid of empathy and reasonable feelings for you or anybody. Anybody could be a victim any given day. And these people are very predatory in nature. And, and so when you talk about trying to get along with your coworkers, really you should be understanding that a good deal of them may be narcissistic or have those tendencies, and they're going to make you a victim. There's no way that you can engage these people without becoming a victim. I've seen it in many different ways play out in my life. I've had friends who've done things to me in many different ways. Many of you have heard me recount the situation, which is why I'm doing this video today, because the Lord told me he would give me word, and he gave me word today officially. So I'm doing this video, and I've been talking to him all week, folks. I've really been pouring my heart out to him because I've had a lot of anguish. That's why I brought up the court situation in the beginning about how you want to jump that table and choke that person out. But you reason that these people are actually incapable of having a reasonable thought in their head as far as how they approach the situation. In this case, with me, this person stole some very sacred items of mine. And much like the items you're looking at in the footage, and there's a lot of personal moments. I was thinking about, how on different occasions, the great sun or Mother Earth or something, they'll do something, or especially the nature goddess. They will do something really, really, really funny. And it's just a moment that we share that I will treasure for life. And it's taught me a lot. So I poured my heart out to God about because I wanted to choke this person out. To this day, I still have to woo-saw. Every day I have to talk to God because this person like really cleaned me out. They took like all of my stuff on that level. They went and took other personal items, and I keep kicking myself because I said, why did I let this person, why did I trust this person to go in my house? You know, you give somebody has a key to your house, and you know, they were caretaking some things for me. So they were allowed to go in my house pretty much. And, you know, the thing was that they took advantage of their opportunity. Like I was telling you, a narcissist is a demoniac, and they're always playing a role. They're never genuinely who they are when you meet them. They're never who they say they are. So you going out here in the world not realizing that the average Joe next to you could be probably that serial killer or that person willing to break into your home or something. You not realizing that is you being gullible to the actual world, which is why we're having reckoning. It's all of this stuff is relative to why I'm talking today. I'm showing you a photograph of Mother Earth and the Great Ones. And if you look a little carefully in the photo, you'll see the Great Sun, and you'll see the Nature Goddess and all of them in the photo. And because they exist in energy, you know, they're in oneness, you can see them. And, you know, you may have to, you know, and like I said, it's kind of hard sometimes to film them because, like I said, they're energy. But what I'm saying is I'm showing you Mother Earth because Mother Earth is providing you a place to live. And there's a reason why she's doing a cleansing. She's doing a cleansing because it's gotten to a climate where everyone has a heart of demoniac. Everyone has been drinking the devil's Kool-Aid. So there's not a single person, you know, and in my walk, I've seen it in many different ways. This demoniac, you know, who's looking for a victim always. This person took, you know, a lot of items. Like I said, you know, maybe one of them will do something. Maybe, you know, maybe they'll be eating a biscuit or something, and they'll put their face in the candy bar or the biscuit or something I'm eating. They'll make a face or something. I mean, just some stuff that would just make you laugh, that I treasure. And this person had an opportunity themselves, you know, while they were standing next to me. They had an opportunity and in some cases witnessed the same events that I witnessed, these miraculous things. And they somehow could not find value in their own moments, but they could find value in mine. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you about this soulless person, the person who's devoid of that, who's spiritually flat-footed. You've heard me use that term. And this is the sickness that's going on in the world society. This is why you have enslavement of various levels, you know, actual enslavement. You have actual bondage as far as you being bonded to the society. And if you don't believe that you're a slave, try to walk away. Try to free yourselves from what they've set in place for you and see if they don't come back to get you or try to, you know, reel you back into society. Whether they be put you in jail, and I saw some things on TV about them jailing people for not paying their medical bills or having medical debt. And there was a few issues, the same vein about the child support. People were doing the same thing where they had discovered like a commissioner was stealing funds and paying for like some wrestlers rehab or something. And I'm just trying to show you the gross abuse of these authorities, folks. I've been telling you this. When you're not sick to your stomach about these people, this is why you're like that frog in the boiling water, you know. And Mother Earth is going to have to do this regardless. This is, you know, she's raising her vibration because a better day is coming whether you like it or not. And those of you who are in ignorance, you can be in ignorance in the hellish worlds. There's a place for you to gamble. There's a place for you to steal, to do all of the things that you've done up to this point. You can do that in the hellish worlds, right? The only problem with that is that you'll be encountering people who have that same heart all the time, anytime, who will devour you. So you will live in a state of frantic and fear in the hellish worlds. And the lower you go, the more you die and go lower and lower, you will get to the depths of hell and you will reach that lower pit one day, folks. And it's all in the education in God's science. Why I'm showing you Mother Earth, because I'm trying to get you educated, folks. I'm trying to show you what she looks like, folks. The air maker who's making your air for you, folks. The great sun who's right next to her, who's making your air for you. I mean, who's giving you sunlight. And they're all doing duties, folks. But you haven't paid any of them anything for what they do. But yet you've reasoned that it's okay to charge other people for things. And they're going to pay me, quite frankly. They owe me some money. And that money is the covet. It's not even real, folks. So I'm trying to get you to understand that great things are being done from you. And these things have abundance because they're connected to God. And the light of God and the energy of God flows through them. Because in actual reality, God is them. He's extended in them, folks, to give you this experience. Never stop being him. The universe is all him, folks. I'm trying to get you to understand. Now, importantly, I was talking to God all week in anguish about this person who stole many items from my home. I mean, like stole all types of things, folks. And it hurt so bad that I'm just mad at myself for trusting this person because I'm goofy like that on some level where I just cannot see it coming. Even though I do narcissist videos and shit, the right person, the right demoniac can fool me. And now that I have the great ones, that won't be a problem anymore because I'm grabbing on to God and I'm really learning some things that he's showing me. But he appeared to me 2 times earlier this week. And it was because, and really I'm with them every day like y'all see them pictured here. But God is them. So God, every once in a while, the Most High, God himself, will show himself to me. In actual, like you're looking at them right now. And once I was outside the other night and I was talking to him about it. I had been talking to him all day and praying. I have a little prayer spot that I've set aside to pray to him because I need strength in these times for many reasons. But I was praying to him really hard all that day. And I went outside for a walk, during the night. And he appeared to me in the night sky. The great ones were there. They're always there. But he appeared to me in their presence. And it was just so incredible because I was able to capture that. And, and that'll be something maybe I'll show you guys at some point. But we're not going to get to that right now. So then the second time this week, I was going to pray and the Lord appeared, materialized right before my eyes in the spot that I pray in, that I bow my head. There have been many nights or something where I've been in so anguished that I may have shed a tear in prayer. And right in that spot, the Lord put his face right there and I was able to capture that. So what he was showing me is that I am blessed beyond my understanding, and there is a purpose. The purpose is that there's so much pain going on in this society that Mother Earth has to do this cleansing. I call it reckoning. You guys look in the Bible, you have your revelational chapters in various books throughout the society and different cultures. You have these stories about the Lord coming to bring justice. And one of those photos that was stolen by this person was the Lord on his horse. Now, I do have other photos of the Lord on his horse appearing before me. Vishnu, folks. I do have photos of that. But she stole this particular photo of him on a white horse in the heavens, coming down, that he appeared before me. And that's what I was saying about all of these great moments that are part of my teachable to you. Because in the new society, these books will be how I will teach you, folks. A picture is worth 1,000 words. And these new books will not have any words, folks. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's a new chapter. It's a new day. And you'll see what you're looking at and you'll understand because you'll be able to apply what you're looking at, his science, to the actual reasoning of your reality. Because right now you're in a place of Maya, or you're severely ignorant, folks, to everything. And this is why you do the things you do and you don't care about other people and you take and you support a society who steals from people and forces people by gunpoint because you have a gun in your head proverbially, whether you believe it or not. Try to walk away from society. Now, I freed myself from society because the great sun is with me every day. And Mother Earth, who's giving your punk asses air, is with me every day. The people who would try to impose something on me, Mother Earth is holding their world. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you. And the day will come, and just like your great stories, you guys can go back and look in your books. There will come a day where they will try to come for me. And that's when they're going to be up shit creek. That day, that's the day they're going to figure out, they themselves are going to figure out who God really is. Because I saw them sending something about sending a probe to the sun, and I laughed at that. As if the sun is just some ball sitting there. The sun is holding the sun. Do you understand what I'm trying to explain to you? And furthermore, I thought about the bullshit that they tell y'all. You know, how long would it take to send a probe to the sun? These punk motherfuckers can't even properly send something to the moon or get past Van Allen belts and different technical things because it's about a vibration, folks. The gods, the great ones in the heavens are greater than you looking at them as an object. You're just looking at some object that's just an extension of them, just like God is extended in them. They are him in his extension. Well, when you see the sun or you see the moon, that is them in their extensions. That is your Mother Earth herself, whom you're looking at. So how are you looking at Mother Earth and you're standing on her? See, there's extensions again. I'm trying to show you folks. I'm trying to teach you something. And when you know them personally, you understand God's science. When you know God personally, you understand his science. So I was anguished all week because I really wanted to beat the living fuck out of this person. Like every day I think about how they just suckered me and just literally went through my house and just picked what they wanted, took items of mine, whatever they wanted. Anything and everything you can think of. Not just my books, but just things that they would take. Just, you would just take anything, you help yourself to something in somebody's house. And I was troubled by that, folks. It hurt really bad. So I had to pray to the Lord for the patience and the strength in my heart to swallow that I was a fool, that I was goofy and gullible. And it's why I call for the end of this society in general, folks. And if you're not sick of what's going on, if you think money is your be-all, then you're not going to exist going forward, folks. Because this is part of what makes people do what they do, the covet. That person stole my things so they can covet themselves. They didn't get the books to educate the world that's coming forward. They didn't do that. No, they got the books so they can show demoniacs. I would bet anything of anyone who's laid eyes on these photos are probably a demoniac person who probably don't uphold God in the right ways because this person stole in the name of doing what? Coveting themselves. So on so many levels, folks, when you're not in pain from what you're living in, that person that wanted to know about how to get along with narcissists, why? Are you aware that they're going to be destroyed? Are you aware that a better day is coming? Now, I do suspect that many of you guys have the vibration that's necessary, and that's why you're even seeking out these videos. You're the small lot of people who will go forward in the new day. And then if you look around, you'll notice every day we're getting floods and every day we're getting, everything under the sun. No pun intended, great one. But we're getting everything under the sun, courtesy of the great ones before you. And they're doing it because God has called for it. He's God. He's called for wrath. Look in your Bibles, look in your books, and figure out why he's bringing this. And this is the time, folks. And he chose me, folks, to give you this message. He chose me. You will see my face again. And if you don't believe who I am, you will certainly not ever see me again. Okay? It's really simple. The demoniacs have taken over this society, not the world, but God allowed it for a certain purpose. Okay? He allowed it to happen. And then now the time is up. So what you're bearing witness to is the end of these days, of this society. Not the end of the world. The world is who you're looking at. She's fine. She's holding your world, your reality. The end of your society. Now we'll do a part 2 to this video because I got kind of in the weeds about the lesson. And I got caught up, and there's some more important things I want to discuss about this. And then we'll come back in a very short while, and I'll pick this up. But I want you guys to process what I just said. A better day is coming, and what type of heart do you have for this day? Are you embodying the ideas of current society, which are demonics? Just think about it. We'll be back in a few minutes to talk. Y'all take care.